Hello and welcome back to this channel. We are currently in Lapland, which is the northernmost region of Sweden. It's super cold up here during winter and the sun isn't out much. So it's now 9 o'clock in the morning and the sun still isn't up. But we have loads of fun activities planned. Over the next few days I'm gonna take you along and show you this region around Kiruna, which is the biggest town up here in the north. We're starting it off today with a hike to explore the area and then some Nordic skiing as well in the afternoon. Haven't really done that at all, so it's gonna be a fun experience. The sun should go up in about a few hours, but it will get light in a few minutes, we expect. So let's get the day started.
Lapland is a region located in the northernmost part of Europe, primarily covering parts of Norway, Sweden, Finland and Russia. It is known for its vast wilderness, Arctic tundra and the indigenous Sami culture. Lapland is home to breathtaking landscapes including forests, lakes, rivers and mountain ranges. It is also one of the best places in the world to see the Northern Lights, a natural phenomenon that attracts many visitors. Lapland is largely unspoiled and much of the region remains wild and untouched. As mentioned in the intro, we started our day with a nice hike around the area of Björkliden, just to get an idea of our surroundings. At the beginning it was very somber, but at around 11 AM we got more light and we could fully appreciate the spectacular view over the mountain range and lake Torneträsk. Eventually we made it to a frozen waterfall, which was super cool. A few locals told us that the massive lake was usually also frozen at this time of year, but due to the higher temperatures it hadn't happened yet. By the way, even though we talk about higher temperatures, it was still minus 15 degrees Celsius on that day. After a quick warm-up inside, we went back out into the snow and tried some Nordic skiing.
So your skis are pointing, so you have the...
It was so much fun and a wonderful way to experience the landscape. This is a sport that originated in Scandinavia and used to be the best way to get from one village to the other before snowmobiles were invented. That's it for our first day in Lapland. We were quite exhausted in the evening as the change of temperatures from going inside and outside drained our energy. But wow, it's so beautiful here and I can't wait to see more.
Hello and welcome back to this channel and welcome to day 2 in Lapland. If you haven't already seen yesterday's video, we spent the first day looking around the area and we also went Nordic skiing. It was a lot of fun. But today is a new day and we have a lot of exciting stuff planned. We started our day with a walk around Kiruna, which is the biggest city in this region. It felt weird to see a city of this scale up here in the high north. The city has everything you could ask for, but still felt like it was in a deep sleep due to the cold. A big reason why this settlement exists is the largest iron ore mine in the world. It provides lots of jobs and wealth to the region, but also meant that whole neighborhoods had to be moved and make way for the mine.
We also went to see the church of Kiruna. The native people of this region, the Sami, were not Christians, but many of them were forced to convert and were suppressed. In the church you can still see some reminders of that suppression that's still going on today. Nevertheless, the church is a beautiful structure and glimmered magically in the frost environment. We continued our day with a visit to the reindeer farm, where we also learned more about the Sami people. The home of the Sami people, this area, has historically been known as Lapland, but the Sami prefer the area's name in their own language, which is Sapmi. In the past, Sami have pursued a variety of livelihoods, including coastal fishing, fur trapping, and sheep herding. Their best known means of livelihood is semi-nomadic reindeer herding. The reindeers are everything to the Sami people. Especially in the past, their wealth was defined by the amount of reindeers one person had. Currently, reindeer herding is legally reserved for only Sami people in some regions of the Nordic countries.
Good morning and welcome back to this channel. Today is a special day because we're going to experience something truly magical. We're gonna go dog sledding. This means that we're going to be flying through the Arctic landscape pulled by a wild group of huskies. Oh, I can't wait. Along with that, we're also going to have a walk around the national park of Abisko, so there's a lot to look forward to. Here we go. First stop of the day was Abisko, and although I had never heard about this place before, I'm glad we got to visit it after all. Abisko is a small village in the northern part of Sweden, famous for its natural beauty and the Abisko National Park. The park covers an area of 77 square kilometers and it was established in 1909. It is one of the oldest national parks in Sweden. One of the most famous features of the national park is the Abisko Canyon, which is carved out of the surrounding mountains by the Abisko River. The canyon usually offers spectacular views of waterfalls and rapids, but during the winter time everything was frozen, which was also quite impressive to see. The park has several hiking trails ranging from easy to difficult, making it accessible to hikers of all levels. The most popular hiking trail is the 440 km long Kungsleden King's Trail, which passes through the park and offers stunning views of the surrounding landscape. Now it was finally time to meet the huskies in Kiruna. Before we went on the sledge, we got an introduction to the dog farm, where they told us about the treatment of the dogs and their daily schedule. I was pretty skeptical when going into this experience, but the care and respect the owners of the dogs showed towards their animals
convinced me that dog sledding can be an ethical experience. And off we went. The light that day was absolutely incredible, and gliding through the winter landscape felt like a dream. The person steering the sledge stood at the back end of it and addressed her dogs personally. I was very impressed how each of them reacted to specific instructions and functioned in the group. We were about 5 people on one sledge and it got pretty cold throughout the ride. After about 30 minutes, the experience was over and we got the chance to meet the dogs once again. Overall, it was a wonderful, once-in-a-lifetime experience and probably the coolest thing we've done in Lapland. If you haven't seen the rest of our trip in Lapland, go ahead and check the other videos. We are now on the way back south, ready for our next adventure. This week in Lapland has been amazing and I'm sure we'll be back at some point. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.